Yeah. My fisi apawo. Only shako si motori. My fisi apawo. Yeah, come on now. My fisi apawo. Come on, do it. My fisi apawo. Once and do it. My fisi apawo. Oh, you check, come on. Come on. Money could just come on. Come on, do come on, you could just come on. Oh, you do come on, you could just come on. Hey, oh, you shot up a change in your back, you gotta shake it. You gotta shake it. Do back, you gotta shake it. You gotta shake it. Oh, you deji, just come, be well. Yeah, Azabu, yeah, Areka, Oluwega. One more time, Deji, this way. Oh, yeah, Fumani Moro. Let it rub, yeah, Fumani Moro. Jumpa, let it rub. Come on, let it rub. One more time, let's show them. We just shave back. Be well. Yeah, Azap, Areka. Come on. Oh, yeah, Talama. I want that. Ajie. My fisi apawa. We one-on-one. One the shako si one. Oh, that's leave Gama Tori. My fisi apawa. Yeah. My fisi apawa. Yeah. My fisi apawa. Only shako si one Tori. My fisi apawa. Yeah. My fisi apawa. About me, kid, bow. My fisi apawa. One time, say, my fisi apawa. Oh, you just come on. Oh, you do put some pay, jam on. Money could just come on. Money could just come on. Do that. I share the ladies. Oh, yeah, some of it, some of us share it. I know say you saw it. Some of it, some of us share it. I know say you saw it. Okay, Lornette, you saw it. Find your yeah, you saw it. Lornette, baby, you saw it. Give me the vibes. Give me the vibes. See. Yeah, dance this way. Show them this way. Okay. Alala. Oh lolo. Hey, alala. Everybody now. I share the ladies. Just give me the ginger. Oh, you can't say. I share the ladies. I think she's fine going. Opposite beauty. You know they're not the struggle to find. I'm about to wet under. What if you teach you one love? Okay, show them your swag. I said show them your swag. See, are you ready to dance with me? Everybody do like I do. This way. Okay, now this. Dance it. Listen, give me the blue toe down. Oh, shoot to the left, to the right. Okay, I'm gonna do. Say. What's your father? My father. Deji, what's your father? Oh, the fool money, jamu. Let it jamu. Come on, go along with it. Some more of it. Come on, go along with it. Some more of it. All the ladies in our shabby, and then she fine gone. She fine gone. She fine gone. She fine gone. She do the talent. Show talent. Show talent. Show talent. Everybody say Jupe, we wanna party. Everybody say
Natu, what's up? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Hit the like button, share, subscribe.
Everybody say go Jupe, go Jupe, go. Go Jupe, go Jupe, go.
Welcome.
Go Jupe, go Jupe, go. Go Jupe, go Jupe, go. Say Jupe, that's it. Jupe, that's it.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're live. Good to see you. Let me make sure my volume is good. There you go. On a day. Welcome. All right, we're starting a new series today. You're at the very beginning. Don't miss it. Okay? It's going to be a minimum of 7 days. And we might go up to 21 days. Okay? All right, so welcome back. It's going to be a minimum of 7 days. We're going to go crazy over the next several days. I've seen some things in recent times, and I'm getting the call to get back to work and take things a little bit more seriously, particularly for the Prestige family here. I hope you guys are doing well. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. What we do here is we extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. What did I say? Life and relationship topics from trendy topics. But like I said, we're starting a new special today. So I'll be doing a lot of teachings. Okay. The only thing that might interrupt me here is if you do decide to call in and ask me a direct question. Also, feel free to use the chat. For questions, you put a Q behind it and you ask away. You can ask questions about a friend of a friend of a friend. Something that you want to know with some particular situations. But the reality right now is that relationships are at a very dicey, funny place. And we should talk about it. We'll continue to talk about some of the extract lessons from the trendy topics. But we're going to be doing what we call the 21-day Love Life Reset Bootcamp. So we will be doing this version right here. But also, we created an offer. Wife and I created an offer for those who want private attention. Okay? And we've made it a very sweet offer that anybody who is serious enough, they will have to be, what's a nice word? Just think about your nicest word before they will turn it down, okay, if they're serious enough. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit more about that as time goes on. Of course, today we'll talk about this May Yul-Edochie abandoned by lawyer situation. We're going to talk about that as well. Why not? You know, like I said, we'll continue to cover trendy relationship-based stories that you can relate with. It's our anchor to teach the lessons that we teach here. I will also take some time to go through some of our core principles, core pillars that I've taught you guys here, but I probably haven't revisited them in a long time. So some of you might be new and you're not familiar with what they are, but winning in relationships, winning in love, dating, relationships, and marriage is not luck. Life is luck. Okay, we all benefit from luck. Welcome, Chinye. We all benefit from luck. We've all been fortunate. We've all felt unfortunate in situations. We've all felt unlucky in situations. That old luck thing is true for all of us. It's you might even argue that some people are more lucky than others. But nonetheless, there's no way you can call yourself a winner and use that as a factor in your endeavors, in your aspirations, in your pursuits. You can't bring luck into that situation. You can, but at that point in time, you and I would agree that you're probably a loser, or you feel like a loser, even if you're not really a loser. A lot of people are not necessarily losers, but they feel like a loser, and you might as well just be a loser if you're going to feel like a loser, because the universe will always agree with you because you have that power of free will, if you know what I mean. All right. So yes, we're gonna be doing this series. I've dropped the link, it's always pinned to the top. Feel free to come in. When you come in, I'm expecting that you have a question or you have a point of view that you want to share, or a disagreement is fine. Just know that if you disagree, you have to be okay with engaging me in a conversation. And if we end up finishing the conversation and we still agree to disagree, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So I'm coming to this space with full humility, but there's a big old but. I know some things that an average individual, an average human being don't know. You also know some things that an average individual don't know. Okay. But let's talk about love, dating, relationships, and marriage. Let's bring it back to the surface. I feel like, in efforts to continue to expose what we do here, create more visibility, we've kind of like put too much focus on trendy stuff. We will continue to leverage trendy stuff as anchor, but just know that I will, at some point, shortly after we start the show, I will yield into real life relationship lessons that we were extracting out of the situation. All right. So, nonetheless, we're gonna have fun. The gentleman you just saw playing, his name is Shegun Johnson. So, if you're looking for him, I'll try to remember to link that video in the description. All right, but his name is Shegun Johnson. It's on YouTube. He's active on YouTube. All right. So today, we have this story. This story again from Yul-Edochie. I'm just gonna read from Legit. Okay. Let me see here. What do we have here? Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen with you. Share screen. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, all right, you guys should be able to. Okay, so I'm looking at this on. Oh, apparently I uploaded this the wrong way. Let me see here. Add. Let's remove this guy. Okay, perfect. Okay, all right. So according to legit.ng, it's been reported all around. They said May Edochie's divorce case in jeopardy as a lawyer quits. Okay, and then he shares reasons. I guess you'll go just they laugh. All right, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that in a minute, but let me just show you what we have as offer going on right now. It's only a special offer during this series. Okay, there are many people watching that are our existing clients. This month makes it 7 years since my wife and I decided that we were going to share our knowledge in the form of coaching curriculum. um, what's the word I'm looking for? a structured curriculum for relationship coaching. This month makes it 7 years. Okay, that 7 years was basically the second phase of our marriage. We've been married. Next month is going to be 18 years. We went through some trying times, of course. We went through some trying times, and then we came out of it, and we realized that the situation was much bigger than us. Okay, so we decided to launch. If you look at the domain name lolaanola.com, is actually July 2017. So just about the time that I purchased that domain name, there was a series of attack that was basically bigger than us, and a lot of it is coming. So when I see some of the conversations going on today, we went through that, I don't know, 7 years ago in terms of real life attacks. When I say attacks, some of you might be thinking diabolical. That's just happened to be who you are. Maybe that's how you were raised. But you can think of it if you want that way. But if you put too much attention on that, you're a victim. And you're probably not going to ever find a befitting solution. Okay? My advice for you, you don't need to pay me for that, is go on your knees and pray. Okay? If you think it's all diabolical and nothing else is going on with your relationship situation, just go on your knees and pray. Okay? And just hope that one day, someday, your prayer will be answered. Just keep in mind, there are 7+ billion people in this world that are probably dealing with some form, shape, or form of what you're going through. And let's just hope that God will set aside time, like a human being, for you to help yourself through your issues. Let's just hope that, okay? But I don't think there's any other solution outside of just pray, if you think your case is purely diabolical. All right, so now, with that being said, on the screen, you look at the form. This form, you can easily access this form by going to manofprestige.com. Let me see if it loads. When you go to manofprestige.com, it looks like this. And then what you want to do is you want to click on this first link, and then it puts you right onto this form. And what do we have here? We have what we call the 21-day Love Life Reset Bootcamp. If you can relate with May Yul-Edochie, there's a good chance that it's at a personal level. Somebody, someone, maybe second level, personal level. I don't know, someone, but you can relate with her pain. If you can relate with Yul-Edochie, you also can relate with his pain. Yul-Edochie also has his own pain. Okay? To the general public, is the villain, for the most part, for most of the people talking on the internet. He's the villain, and May Edochie is the victim, at least to most ladies, right? But I've also seen a group of men who can relate with Yul-Edochie's pain, and all of their concerns are valid. Okay, let me make sure I pin that link properly. I'm not sure if I thought I pinned the link. Let's see. Did I pin the link? I thought I did. Okay, I did. Yes. Shout out to Dr. Adama. I see you, Dr. Adama. Good to see you. All right. So whichever side of the equation you can relate with, if you pick the side, that's perfectly fine. You're just a normal human being like the rest of us. You pick the side that you can relate with their pain the most. All right. So again, 21-day Love Life Reset is a version of the Prestige coaching. It's a special version of it that we've created just for this series that I'm doing right now. Okay. All right. So what does it entail? It's 21-day. We're gonna plug you straight right into our 21-day boot camp. That's number one. Okay. That's a $997 value. Let me blow this up so you can see clearly. All right, so I blew up. So this is probably what it would look like on your phone. Okay. All right, you scroll all the way to the bottom, you see some details on it, right? And then also you're gonna have a 1 session per month with me personally, 1 personal coaching session with me personally. That's a $4,800 value for the next 12 months. So it's a 12-month program, okay? For clarity, for growth, for support, tailored specifically to your unique situation. I cannot cover your unique situation on this public platform. I can cover generic stuff, celebrity stuff, where we can relate, or if anybody is courageous enough to jump on the stage and ask me direct questions of a friend, right? Because I generally discourage people from vomiting their personal stuff on the platform, okay? But you can reference other people just like we reference the celebrities. Why do I do that? Because you have to protect yourself. And that's part of my work, to help you protect yourself. You're a human being, right? So when you spill your personal stuff, if someone happens to randomly react negatively, it will mess with your ability to even move in the right direction. So we're all emotional beings, right? Second part is as what we call the as needed phone call coaching. Yes, I might randomly request to jump on the phone with you to sort some things through because we have unlimited text, email, chat coaching support all throughout the year. Unless we're sleeping, we'll get to you. There are people watching that have been our clients. They can testify. We have tons of testimonials. Okay, if that's what you request, we'll show you a page where the testimonials are. Okay, again, we'll be doing this 7 years this month. Okay, so that alone in itself, we call it $1,200 value. But just think about the idea that you are going through a crisis. Your crises are typically randomly not in the middle of the day, cold at night, evening, in the middle of the night, and you need some answers. But you know that if you engage that your partner is probably going to turn to another basketball. But you need someone you just need to hear somebody else say something that will make you feel like heaven is not about to fall out of the skies, because that's what it feels like when you're going through this kind of challenges, right? That's what it's for. So my wife and I will be plugged in with you digitally so we can help you with that. So let's say some kind of situation that we feel like I need to jump on the phone with you, that also comes with unlimited phone calls throughout the 1 year program. Okay. All right. So, and of course, you're getting real married couples. That's there are some of them out there, but that's very rare to find a real life couple coaching you through love, relationship, dating, and marriage issues. Okay. So that's what you're gonna get. When it comes to the live coaching session, you'll get more personally. Okay. All right. And also that comes with some tools, worksheets, and support resources. Our normal price is $9,875. Throughout this series, we are showing you this special pricing, $2,000. But if you just listen to me live right now as I'm talking to you real time, just put 7x7. Okay, so you see this part of the form right here, you put just 7x7 right here, and you click apply coupon, and you'll see like a green lit says coupon applied. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see that the price has slashed another $1,000 off. That's all I'm going to say. Now let's get back to the show. Let's get back to the show. Hit like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notification. 7x7, that's the coupon code. Okay, 7x. Again, how do you get to that page? You go to manofprestige.com. You'll see this blue nice set of links, access to the free books and all that kind of stuff. And then the very top link says join the tour. Then when you click on it, it puts you on the order form and you order. There are only 7 spots. Let me repeat that. There are only 7 spots. Once the 7th person uses the coupon code, it's over. The program is the first 21 days, but then you have support all the way through the next 1 year. The 1 year to secure your love life, to make sure that you have the right support and the right information, the right level of wisdom to navigate this thing called love, relationship, dating, marriage. Yeah. So, but if for some reason, if you're in a very, very tight spot, there's more than a lot of people's lives have changed just by coming here. I get DMs all the time just by coming to this live show that we do from time to time. There have been times that I did it once a week. There have been times that I do it once every other day, but I keep showing up. I think we're on the, let me see here. Hold on one second, one tight. We're getting back to Yul-Edochie in a second here. Let me see how many live sessions we've done here. I think we've done 605 plus. 605 live sessions on this platform. So if you're brand new here, make sure you're subscribed. All right, make sure you're subscribed. All right, so now let's get back to so why are we talking about Yul-Edochie today? So according to legit.ng, it says in a surprising turn of events, lawyer Emeka Ngoye has stepped down from representing actress and entrepreneur May Edochie in her ongoing marital battle with Nollywood actor Yul-Edochie. The legal practitioner shared the news in a strongly worded statement via his law firm, Due Process Advocate, citing relentless harassment from May's own fans. Hey, May Nation! May Nation! One a day. May Nation Supporters Club. You are messing issues up. According to this man, you are messing things up for her. Not cool, according to him. But let's see what he's saying. Let's see if we can decipher whatever he's saying. He said, from May's own fans, popularly known as May Nation. May Nation turns on May's lawyer. What began as a legal alliance aiming to seek justice for May in the fallout of a high-profile marriage breakdown has now ended, and growing tension and cyberbullying from those meant to support her. Let me be clear. Cyberbullying is not easy to navigate. Remember what I said just now? If you tell your story on the internet, if somebody happens to have just ordinary disagreement, it will affect you. Okay? That's human emotions. It will affect you a little bit. Okay? So, and that little bit is the little poison that's all it needs to destroy your path, to mess up your direction towards growth. And while I'm about to say what I'm about to say to the lawyer, who is supposed to be a professional, I want to acknowledge that it can be very difficult to navigate what we call cyberbullying at any level, even if it's ordinary disagreement. So maybe you and I would not call a disagreement cyberbullying, right? Obviously, but some micro version of it in terms of the impact that it has on human emotion. Yeah, it's not easy to navigate that, but there's nothing worthwhile that's easy. If you're a lawyer and you're a whole lawyer, and you're handling May Edochie's matter, and you call yourself a professional, I'm not sure if I'm just going to let that slide by as a good excuse. So let's keep reading though. Let's see what he's saying. Maybe he will tell us more. So he said, according to this report on legit.ng, he says, what began as a legal alliance aiming to seek justice for May in the fallout of her high-profile marriage breakdown has now ended amid growing tension and cyberbullying from those meant to support her. Let's see here. Okay. In his statement, Ugoye didn't mince words. And I quote, the persistent bullying and trolling originating from Queen May's presumed supporters present a severe operational and ethical challenge for DPA and our staff. Okay, so his staff is being harassed by May Nation allegedly. The lawyer said that the environment created by some of our fans was not only hostile, but made it impossible to continue effective representation. He admitted that his staff had suffered abuse from May's camp, worse than what they had experienced from Yul-Edochie supporters. I saw somewhere earlier that somebody said Yul-Edochie will be laughing. Well, Yinka supposedly supposed to be Edochie also will be laughing, because just a few weeks ago, she accused the May Nation of cyberbullying and harassment. I don't know which one is bigger. Is it May Nation or the Rattles? Problems. Now, the May Nation tells me one thing. There's just a lot of women out there who feel maligned, is that the word, by Nigerian as a society. And I'm talking about maligned as wives who feel cheated. Okay, that's why they could relate with her, even if their stories are not exactly the same. They could relate with her because this is going to be a point of contact for payback to Nigeria as a society and men, Nigerian men. And Nigerian men, the loudest of them on the internet, are not helping matters either. But anyway, let's keep reading. It says the lawyer, however, was careful to separate May from the drama, describing her as a remarkable individual and reiterating that she remains a victim of betrayal and forced polygamy. He also made it clear that DPA, that's his firm, will cooperate fully with May's next legal team. All right, so he's saying he doesn't have the resources, either mentally speaking, emotionally speaking, professionally speaking. He doesn't have the resources to continue to represent May, according to this report. DPA fires back at top online trolls. While withdrawing from the case, Ngoye made it known that DPA will not go quietly. The firm is set to pursue legal action against a prominent online troll from May's camp, who operates under the name Judy Obasi Yul-Edochie. That is a whole person. That is a whole, no, not a whole platform, maybe a platform. Judy, but I've never seen that name before. Autism, and then they put autism in the. God have mercy. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find something about Judy Obasi. Autism. Judy Austin. That name almost correlates with Judy Austin's name. And Obasi is Judy Austin's ex-husband's name. Autism, where does that come in? I don't understand. Meet the two beautiful kids of Judy Austin and Mr. Obasi's. They're all grown, wonderful. I imagine how... Okay, I'm looking at this page right now. Let me make this bigger for you guys. All right, I'm seeing this post. I don't know how authentic it is. These are supposedly Judy Austin's children. Okay, that little girl looks like her, the one to the right, but I don't know about the ones in the middle. Anyway, okay, so these are supposed to Obasi. So let me bring you up to speed for those of you that may not be familiar with the story. Yul-Edochie is a Nollywood actor. Okay, Yul-Edochie is a Nollywood actor, still is, I think so. That's the guy that you're looking at, his face right below the screen over there, right below my chest. And just about 2022 or so, he came out to announce a brand new baby from his second wife. People like me instantly called it out that this guy is not a polygamist. This guy is trying to flip a side chick into a second wife. And I doubted very much if it was going to work. Within a few, I don't know, 2 days, less than 2 days after that, the ex-wife, who is the person with the gele, with the head tie over there, she came out and said, God will judge both of you. She's referencing a side chick and him, and she says she does not want to be a part in that story. Hello, the mom of five, good to see you. She says she didn't want to be a part of polygamy. Okay, so right there and there is aspiration to become a polygamist crashed and burnt. So shortly thereafter, a few months later, in the middle of his online trolling with his side chick or wife or second wife, whichever one you decide to call it, Judy Austin, he lost his first son in a very tragic way. And in the middle of the morning, he continued to dance and troll on the internet. And of course, a lot of people felt for the ex-wife to be. She filed for divorce right after that. And ever since that time, they've been going through the divorce battles. Now, as of today, the lawyer who was representing her has come out to say he no longer wants to represent her because May Nation, this is the fan club of the ex-wife to be, May Yul-Edochie. According to him, they have been bullying and cyberbullying and harassing him and his staff online. Okay, so this lawyer is now saying he's going after a Judy Obasi autism page. The identity of this user is still under investigation. Okay, they're gonna go after them, and so basically he crumbled under online bullying in the middle of him supposedly professionally representing a client, and he's decided to dump the client. All right, that's what we're dealing with now. This says notice of withdrawal of services. This is the post directly here on Instagram. Notice, let me make sure. Let me see if I can. Okay, this is a screenshot apparently. This is a screenshot. Okay. Notice of withdrawal of services. DPA services to Queen May have come to an end. The hostile environment fostered by certain individuals within the May Nation group has made it untenable for us to continue effective representation. Ethically, pursuing action against those who bullied Queen May becomes profoundly difficult when her supporters exhibit comparable, if not greater, hostility. Consequently, we had no choice but to withdraw. To abandon your client, we had no choice. Okay, this is not a screenshot, apparently. Well, I think it is. It is. Oh, wait. I'm trying to see if it opens. Okay, it opens. All right, perfect. This is not a screenshot. This is actually on their page on Facebook. All right, there you go. I just like to do that just to confirm that the story is coming from that page at least. All right, so we had no choice but to withdraw. To be unequivocal, the persistent bullying and trolling originating from Queen May's presumed supporters present a severe operational and ethical challenge for DPA. Now, there are two sides to the story. Again, remember what I just said. I said there's the side of people supporting May. It's because they can relate with her pain. Okay? But to the people who are also relating with strangers' pain on the internet, and you spend hours upon hours upon hours on the internet trolling people because it makes you feel better short term, but you go back to your bed crying in the middle of the night when you know that it is you and your issues that's actually the real issue, that you refuse to seek help for, that you refuse to seek wisdom for, that you refuse to seek knowledge for, right? But every time you wake up again, you're back into your same misery. Clap for yourself. How na day? How market? Wow, the people you're supposed to be supporting, now they are getting dumped by their professional lawyer. I wonder how do you feel about that? This would be a good time to troll him even more and drag him on the internet. But let me guess, that is still not going to solve through your own personal issue, not May issue, right? Your personal issue, the one you are burying underground, the one you are pushing under the rug, that one is not going away, is it? It's not. Let me guess, you have children in the middle of that situation and they're watching you misbehave, yelling at the top of your lungs on TikTok, in the other room. Learning, actively learning from the way you move, your behavior. You're going to turn around when your 6-year-old child turns 16 suddenly, the lost decade, and they are misbehaving, and you come to us, you will tell us the same story. It is by luck. Parenting is by luck. It is only who God helps. Right? That's what we're going to do then, right? We will find another way to point fingers at everything else but self. And you know the funny thing? It might not be TikTok at that time. Once upon a time, it was, what did I call it the other day? High Five. And then it was MySpace. And then it was Facebook. You know. And then after that, it was YouTube. I don't know. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. There's always going to be environmental factors, things you can point fingers at, things that are designed to basically make your life more miserable. They're not designed that way, but they're double-edged sword, that they're neither good nor bad. People say social media is fake. No, social media is you. It is you on social media. Social media does not create human beings. It is human beings like you and I that come on social media to create all this toxic content. Stop the cap. Where are my buttons? Where am I at? Where am I at? All right. Yeah. All right. Let me get my buttons ready. Stop the cap. Oh, God, StreamYard. Now what for now? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Stop the cap.
It is luck. You have to be lucky. If you are lucky, you have good marriage. If you are lucky, you have bad marriage. If you're lucky, you have good parenting, you will end up with good kids. If you're unlucky, you will end up with bad kids. Have you ever seen, they will start quoting us exception stories. Have you ever seen that house where there's at least 5 children and there's that one? The question is that why does that have to be your child? But you forgot about 10 years ago when you were yelling at the top of your lungs because you were busy supporting May. Okay, so May is going to be fine. Let's be clear. May Edochie is going to be absolutely fine. The real question is that, are you going to be fine? That's the question. We're taking the time. We're in the middle of a series, okay? We're in the middle of a series, okay? And we're opening our doors to anybody who wants to take advantage of the discounted special we have going on for our coaching, okay? All right, so Love Life Reset Bootcamp, 21 days, 12 months of support from my wife and I. We've been doing it for 7 years. So we're doing a special promo to celebrate and to help some more people. All right. People on the internet are very quick to say intentional. I want to be intentional, except in this one area where they're quote unquote not fortunate. And suddenly, they're no longer intentional. It is all in the hands of God. Abi, that's what we like to say to ourselves. It is all in the hands of God. There's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about your situation. To be clear, there's some things you can control in life, some things you can't control. In fact, part of our strategy is never mind those things you can't control. You have more than enough you can control to direct the course of your life. In this situation, your love life. It's up to you. Now, what about the partner? It takes two to tango. Listen, I've been having these conversations for 7 years. You don't think I know all your talking points by now? You don't think I know? You can go and check the domain name of lolaanola.com. You can verify yourself. Okay, I just posted it in the backstage. We registered the domain July 2017. That's literally 8 years ago. So we didn't really launch until a little bit over a year later. I've been having this all the talking points. You can bring feminist talking points. You can bring toxic masculinity talking points. You can bring the manosphere talking points. There's nothing you're going to tell me that's new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. You're the only one that feel like your own problem is just unique to you. And nobody else in this life have ever gone through it before. You're the only one that feel that way. Well, you're not the only one. A bunch of other, I don't want to use the word. A bunch of other people feel the same way. All right. So anyway, if you go to manofprestige.com, you click on the first blue link. All right. Click on the first blue link. Then that will take you to this page. And then you put in this coupon code, it says $2,000 here. But if you're listening to me live right now, all you have to do is put 7x7 in this coupon box on your phone. You have to scroll to a narrow page, and then you click apply, and then it's a slash $1,000 off of this price. And during this special, it's only good for 7 people. Okay. All right. So let's get back to the story. Let's get back to the story. So again, I'm on Facebook. This guy's post. He said, number 1, operational impact. Okay. So he doesn't have the capacity to carry May Edochie and all of the trolls. Okay. I'm not buying into it. I think it's a terrible excuse. You need to, because it's going to, like, you're supposed to be a professional, you know. But I think there's truth in every side of the story. There's truth in it, right? So we have to address it. I have to address the May Nation at an individual level. May Nation is not your mate. It's public trolls are public trolls. You're never going to beat them. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Okay? All right? Let's go. So he said operational impact. The harassment fundamentally undermines our ability to dominate the strategic landscape in the fight against our opponents. Number 2, moral impact. It erodes the passion and commitment of our staff required to sustain and win this demanding battle. And then it says, therefore, I cannot in good conscience. Okay, it looks like there was another story. I'll see if I can read that. where that daily post actually just published, but they probably published it late, where he was talking about the custody arrangement between May and Yul. So therefore, I cannot in good conscience continue to deploy our dedicated staff, young men and women, into these cases. They face daily abuse from May's supporters. Just think about that. May's supporters are supposed to be rooting for him, but is that how emotions work? Anybody who is operating from a place of emotion, do you think how that's work? Emotions have a very twisted, weird way of working in the opposite direction of what our desires are. I don't know if I can repeat that. God help me. God help me.
Explain.
Our emotions, all of us, has a very weird, twisted way of operating in the opposite direction of our desires. Your intentions. Intentions are highly, highly, highly overrated. Your intentions are not good enough. They can be good all by itself. If it's good, it's good. It should just be good. If you think your intentions are right, you are right.
You're right.
But oftentimes, if it's coming from a place of emotions,
you they use your function to play.
it will create negative impact. Okay? It will create negative impact. What do we mean by negative impact with respect to your desires? Okay? Shout out to Abby. I see you guys in there. Shout out to you guys. Hit the like button as you're coming in. We're just covering this story. All right, so therefore, he cannot put his staff behind all this kind of stuff. It says they face daily abuse from May supporters, having already endured similar attacks from Yul supporters. Queen May's inability to meaningfully influence this increasingly toxic faction. Queen May's inability to meaningfully influence this increasingly toxic faction among our supporters is incompatible with the level of investment required for our representation. Our staff are human beings, and I have a paramount duty to protect their well-being. Okay, I have a feeling here. I want to share something with you. You know how we celebrate May for being quiet and not answering to anybody's nonsense? We celebrate it. There is nothing in this life that is absolutely good. Not human beings, not things, not actions, right? There is nothing, like a zero, not your belief in the perfect God. There's nothing that's absolutely good. Mainly because of our involvement as human beings, because we're not absolutely good. Some people will argue that we're actually inherently bad people. We actually act good when our emotional needs are taken care of. What are the emotional needs? Right? We act good. We are pretenders. Okay? When everything is all good mentally, emotionally, then we come back and say, oh, we are just good people. We're not often capable enough to really identify what I'm saying. It takes a certain level of self-awareness to understand what I'm talking about. When you feel secure, that's number one, certainty is on the screen. When you feel like your life is exciting, we call it variety sometimes. It's not just straight, oh, good, oh, boring. You feel like it's exciting, you wake up excited. And most days, right? If you feel safe in that way, right? Feel safe, number one. Varieties, you feel like your life is exciting. Number three, you feel like, among your peers, you're not doing too badly. That affects you emotionally. That makes you feel the sense of pride, a good one, right? And then you turn around and say, I'm just a good person because I'm so good, right? And then connection, love and connection, love and connection. Number four, very important for those of you that are so angry at the other gender, but all you want to do is avoid the other gender. I don't know who you are deceiving, but okay, if you think you convinced yourself.
Sorry.
Growth If you're growing, if you feel a sense of growth, you feel fulfilled, right? Contribution, if you feel like you're contributing to other people's life, that is a big deal. When all these human basic needs are taken care of, we can easily, part of pride, start to feel like we're just good people. Right? As opposed to, oh, I'm doing something right, but let me stay humble. Right? Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I'm doing something right, but let me stay humble. Now, humility can be very difficult. If it's not difficult for you, it's probably because there's more room above you in terms of growth, in terms of health, wellness, relationships. There's room for improvement, and you can see it. So, by default, call yourself humble. Wait until we hand you a certain level of power, and then we'll see how far you go with that humility. If you have any questions, I'm doing coaching. This is coaching. Okay, I'm in the middle of a series. Just in case you're wondering, what is this and why are we here at this random time of the day? I'm in the middle of a series. It's going to be a minimum of 7 days. I might go up to 21 days. Okay, it's called the Love Life Reset, and we're making an offer for people who want to engage us at a personal level for coaching. All right. And if you're looking for that information, just go to manofprestige.com. It puts you right on this page. You click that first link, and then it will put you on this order form. And you want to put 7x7 in the coupon code box, and that will slash off another $1,000. And it's only 7 spots available. Okay. All right. Pain, relationships, painful relationships, pain inside of relationships. What does it look like? Sometimes it looks like 18 years of suffering, 18 years of ups and downs, some good times, but basically all you can remember is all those bad times because it's just that bad. Okay, let's go back to the points here. So the lawyer is the one typing this. Let me see. I think somebody posted something. Let me come to the... All right, here you go. All right, the Mummified says, seems this DPA was on a different colors. I don't believe it was representing May. I mean, who knows? But he was up to now, because if he wasn't, if May didn't feel that way, she would have dumped him too. So clearly she felt comfortable up to a certain point. They might have been having some misunderstanding. So back to the misunderstanding I was talking about, as a matter of fact. So May, we celebrate her for maintaining our, I don't know what you want to call it, as tease throughout this whole ordeal. She never talks. But there's nothing that's absolutely good. Okay, life and people who are winners in life, one thing they understand is a dance. They understand 3 steps forward, 2 steps backwards, or the other way around sometimes. They understand that life is about knowing how to dance, knowing how to put your best foot forward, and knowing how to relax and take a step back and back off a little bit sometimes. When you're dancing. What do you mean dance? Dancing with another person. You're interacting with the world at the minimum level. You're interacting with the world. So the idea that it's just going to be this straight line, just behave the same way all the time, and suddenly you figure it out, it's a fallacy. Okay, it's not. Eventually, you're predictable. If you are predictable, you lost. The moment you become predictable, remember, the enemy is always going to come for you from a blind spot. How do we figure out what your blind spot is? You're predictable. You leave clues. They say success leaves clues. So does failure. Okay? Success leaves clues. Eventually, we can read some patterns. We can say this is how you move. That's why I said take your time. There's nothing in fixing relationships or marriages or your love life that's going to be I snap a figure and then it works. It is not going to be a one session. Okay, I do sell one session. Some people need it. Okay, $200 for 1 hour, right? Some people need it. But if you're trying to create lasting solution, you're literally trying to change the course, the direction of your life, you're going to need a little bit more than that, and you need it to be connected. You don't want to do one here and then you forget about it, and then you come back 3 months later and then you forget about it, and you come back 2 weeks later. And then every time you don't want to do stuff like that because I don't know what to tell you. You want to do stuff like that because it's not sustainable. You're not going to create new habits from that stance. So now I'm saying you're creating new habits, but at the same time, I said predictable. Which one is it? I know that's the complication in this kind of stuff. But point is, she has become predictable. So I have a feeling, I could be wrong. I have a feeling, I haven't read into too much details. The legit.ng is all I'm reading. Okay. I have a feeling that this lawyer said, hey, your fans are harassing our staff. Can you make a statement? Can you make a quick statement? Can you denounce this page? Can you denounce that over there? And she's probably like, oh, they celebrate me for being, I move with steez. I don't answer. We can't answer to everybody. The formula is not silence 100%. The formula, we say in the book we have a whole chapter on silence. There's a whole strategy behind it. It's not something that works all the time. There's some enemies that you can't be silent with. You have to keep your foot on their neck permanently. Sometimes you have to release it a little bit so you can make sure that you're not losing your cool. It's a dance. It's strategy to this. You can't just take one formula and go and carbon copy paste it on. There's some principles. Before I go through about 50 words, I'll go through all the principles. But the story of your life is a little bit more complicated than that. It's not like a cookie cutter. No, it's not. Right? But how do you know when you start to create patterns? When you start to create patterns that the enemy can read and then predict you and then hit you where it hurts the most? How do you figure that out? It's going to take time. It takes support. I hope you know what you're doing. I just giving you principle right there. All you have to do is know it as a principle, right? So now you have to apply it in real life and you have to be consistent with application of it, right? Because eventually this is your own life issue. You're going to get caught up in your emotions every now and then you lose your cool. One day you'll feel like crying. One day you feel like going out there and just pretend to go to the next Beyonce concert and pretend like life is over. And then you come back and then you're back into the same dilemma. So I have a feeling they're telling her, listen, there's all these pages rising up in the name of May Nation. Nigeria, content. Everybody's trying to eat off of content. Everybody's trying to create content. The golden age of content is over. Write this down, know this and know peace. Okay? There's a word I'm looking for, the phrase I'm looking for. Is it golden age? The gold rush of content is over. The more content, the less value now. I think I saw the Mom of Five cover this. I think Uncle Beno also covered this. YouTube is going to start cracking down on AI content. They're everywhere. But even before YouTube cracks down on it, people are going to see less and less value in an average content. They're going to be jumping from one place to a place because there's no real value. They might get short-term value, a good kick, kagaga, bass balls. And then in 5 minutes, once they settle it, it's over. They leave the page. So the people that are going to win as we go are still people that bring quality. Just like the same principle since the beginning of times is the same principle that will continue to work. Sometimes it looks different. It looks like everybody. So there's some principles that are timeless when it comes to either we're dealing with power, how to interpersonal relationships, how to conduct yourself at a social level among your peers at work, right? There's some principles that work across the board, but none of them are absolutes. You have to know how to dance. You have to know when to lead. You have to know when to follow. You have to know when to kind of be in between. You have to know when to... How do you know all this stuff? Active listening. So your active listening skills must be on point. How do you actively listen when the other person is sort of kind of like your enemy? That enemy that promised you the world once upon a time, but now they are actively acting like an enemy. They are the mother of your child, the father of your children. And how do you do that without getting caught up in your emotions? It's difficult, you can imagine, right? Very difficult. Okay? But obviously much more easier with support. Anyway, so he said, let there be no misunderstanding, the chain of events leading to the conflict between you. and Queen May rests squarely on Yul, significantly aided by Judy. Queen May was a victim of marital abuse and betrayal. She deserves justice and societal protection. DPA unequivocally condemns the action of Yul and Judy that led to the conflict. DPA opposes forced polygamy, grounded in our beliefs in equal rights for men and women. DPA will work cooperatively with Queen May and our team to transition our work to any successor representatives she designates, crucially protecting the best interest of our clients remains on our obligation, even during and after withdrawal. We wish Queen May victory. She's a remarkable individual. We remain available to her and stand ready to cooperate with our new representative should they have questions regarding our prior work. Moving forward, DPA will pursue recourse against the apparent leader of May Nation. So, have you ever seen a video somewhere where May Edochie is thank you to all the May Nation? I haven't. If you have, because I don't really follow all the way. I haven't. If you have, please let me know. Right? I haven't seen such video. I think she was trying to distance herself, but I don't think she necessarily needed to distance herself from the May Nation. I think if there's anything crazy going on, like people trolling people, or like your lawyer is saying like these people are harassing my staff, they're going on my website, they're leaving notes and they're acting crazy, at some point you're gonna have to step out and make an official statement. Write it down and say you are in no support. You have to denounce certain things like that. Once you have a certain level of attention or influence, you are now responsible, and if you don't act responsibly, it can come back and bite you in the butt. The idea that May we have to start all over with another representation right now is an absolute, it's a loss. Okay, it's a loss. That there's no way that's gonna be fun. Okay, now should this guy have dumped her? I don't think so too. I think he's also irresponsible. He should be able to find a better way to handle this than just dumping her. He said, moving forward, DPA will pursue recourse against the apparent leader of May Nation operating under the pseudonym Judy Yul Autism. Regardless of their identity, we do not intend to make further statements on this matter at this time. I conclude by expressing deep gratitude to our staff for their exceptional diligence and unwavering dedication throughout these challenging engagements. God bless. You know, if it was according to Nollywood movies, this story would have ended a while back. You know, maybe find a way to buy you, and he would have collected, and he would have ended his life because he slept with the wrong somebody's wife, Judy Austin. Maybe Judy Austin will be, God forbid, because I don't wish any of this on anybody, right? Judy Austin will be driving down the street one day and then, like Nollywood movies, right? Literally, the average Queen May Nation mindset, that's how it works. They're looking for karma. They're looking for karma to happen to Yul. That's what they're looking for. Life does not work like that. Yeah. Life does not work like that. Karma is happening to everybody, no matter how good or bad you are. And karma is not happening to anyone. It's the harsh, brutal truth that your pastors won't tell you. They want you to feel like you're just a good person, and as far you're a good person. The fact that you're a good person, only good things will happen to just you and you alone. Never mind the rest of the 7 billion people in the world. Yeah.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Oh my show. Oh my show. Anyway, so that was that post there, and of course fans weigh in according to the publishing on Legit. I see somebody here. I'll come to the chat in a second. The link is pinned to the top. Okay, the link is pinned to the top. Let's see here. Let me see. Okay, so as of July 11th, he actually threatened to quit. I'll come back to that post in a second. The fans, somebody said this is why it's important for celebrities to control their fan base. Now May has lost a solid lawyer. See? That person aligns with the sentiment I offered earlier. The man was fighting for her. Somebody said the man was fighting for her, yet they bullied him out. People really don't know who their enemies are. That's a good angle to look at it from. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy. You, yourself, how much more a fan base that you don't know? You better, if you have influence and attention, you better have some level of control over it. Control doesn't mean you control them, but you control what is associated with your brand. Some things you should outrightly denounce them immediately. All right, we're going to talk about control and controlling in a second here. The man was fighting for her. They bullied him out. Somebody said May Nation needs to take responsibility. May Nation is not a person. If you say May Nation needs to take responsibility for this, you are essentially talking about May. Okay? Maybe by extension, this so-called lawyer who couldn't handle a simple celebrity case. He's losing credibility too, by the way. That's ridiculous. May Nation needs to take responsibility for this. This isn't out to support someone who you claim to support. Love. You see, when I fight against accountability and responsibility here, sometimes I say, why are you fighting like a loser? Holding people that you have no control of accountable. That is fighting like a loser. Especially men on the internet who have collected. I said that in English. Who don't collect for inside marriage. You come on the internet and you want to hold women accountable.
Sorry.
That's exactly how losers fight. And you can see that reflect in this statement that this person just made. Saying May Nation needs to take responsibility, but that's a fan base. How does a fan base take responsibility? Makes no sense. Does that make sense? It's a fan base. You want to shut down the internet? You want to go try the person that actually owned the page, they're still investigating who owns the page. They can't find it. How many of them are they going to be looking for? If you say May Nation needs to take responsibility for this, effectively that means Queen May herself. And like I said, all she needs to do is make a statement every now and then. If something ridiculous, somebody is threatening somebody's life or somebody is dragging people, you denounce it. Say, I'm not in support. There's too much negativity coming from this page. I am not in support of it. I don't know who owns the page. Separate yourself from that. Attention, influence is a form of power. If you don't know what to do with it, it will destroy you. Absolutely. You see the same thing when you are married to a person, another person's child. You have a certain level of power you might not know how to use. In your mind, you just stone cold walling people. You just don't feel like talking, but you are actively emotionally abusing that person, and you don't realize it. It might be too late before you find out that you've used your own hands to destroy, unknowingly, unintentionally, but effectively. Influence is power. It's much of a bigger power than controlling behavior. I'm going to try to teach you guys about control and controlling behavior today. I'll try. But there's a lot of confusion around that. Influence is a much bigger power than controlling behavior. Controlling behavior, if you have the tools, you can smell them from 10,000 miles away. They're weak people. People that use controlling behavior, some of them don't even know that's what they're doing. That's why they argue against their destiny on the internet. Some of them don't realize that they are leveraging controlling behavior. They'll be arguing. You see them argue like this. All I can do oftentimes is just laugh. Because where am I going to start from to start engaging people that are coconut head, that don't have any room for improvement in their head? It's hard. But the responsibility is on you if you're dealing with a person that has controlling behavior. I know that person is the villain and you are the victim, and I should not victim shame you. Okay, to what extent? You're right. I shouldn't victim shame you. But what if I can hand you a power so that you can finally realize that that person is actually weak? How soon? When are you going to be ready to receive such power? When you know that you actually have more power than you realize.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
All right. Zara said, are we sure this man was really her lawyer? He wasn't on her paperwork. What paperwork? You have a screenshot somewhere? I don't think it matters. You know, if he wasn't her lawyer, don't you think she should come out and say, hey, that guy is not my lawyer? That would basically align with the same thing I'm saying, right? Zara said, I looked into it. This man was never her lawyer. She's represented by someone else. Even more so. If this is being published on major newspaper in the name of her, she needs to denounce it. Precisely what I'm saying. Because if she doesn't, it can destroy her. It can destroy her chances at whatever she's looking for. All right, let's keep going. Chinye, I see you, Chinye. Somebody said, May is suffering from Yul's betrayal and now our own fans too. This woman needs prayer. Unfortunately, you can't really point fingers at a fan base. Again, that's a loser's battle. That's a loser's battle. The fan base is the fan base. If you're not able to shut down the internet, it's not useful. The only power you have is her words. Come out, make a statement, and say, I don't know, I'm not in no way associated. This is my actual lawyer, right? Either we're talking about the lawyer or the fan base. You have to denounce them. If her voice is loud enough, which I do think she has a very powerful voice now, and she says it on her screen, she'll say, we're never associated with this page. We're never associated with this page. If you post that in a couple of places, they will happily lift it. Instablog Nigeria will happily lift that story, right? Guess what? It destroys the credibility of all this so-called May Nation. I always wonder, who are the May Nation? But it's the same way I wonder who are the beehives. I don't know where they congregate. But the people that follow these people, fanatics, meaning people with no sense, that's usually what it means. There are fans. Go and look at the story of John Lennon. John Lennon was assassinated by a fan. These are people with no sense for the most part. So you have to do the needful. You have to denounce any association with them if they can be that dangerous. Somebody said, how can supporters be worse than oppressors? Welcome to the real world. You ever have supporters? You know, there are supporters of men when it comes to this gender war situation. I'm like, thank you, but no thanks. You're not going to help our brothers by pandering to our brothers. No, we can't afford it. I'm sorry. We're not equal. We have much more larger responsibility, and we can't afford to fall for any kind of pandering to men. You can empathize with men. That means you understand at a deeper level what is actually going on, not just surface. Oh, men should cry too. What do you mean? Can you explain better? Express their emotions. Okay. Can you give me a case study of how they express their emotion? What's the outcome? What's the outcome you're looking for? You just need to see them cry, or you need them to actually solve a problem? What problems are we solving? If you don't understand that, you should sympathize. There's nothing wrong with sympathizing, but let's just understand that if you are creating a whole fan base to do this, some of us look at you sideways like that one. You don't know what they go on. You have no idea what's going on. Men have struggles that you would not understand, even if I spell it out for you, even if you can repeat my words verbatim. It's like it's the same thing, similar to me trying to repeat the struggle of women, and I'm not a woman. I would never fully understand or be able to relate to what that looks like. Maybe me, I'm a little different because I handled these people, these issues case by case. I'm coaching and all this kind of stuff. more than an average person, but still, that's why I have my wife to support me, because there are certain things she can speak to as a woman that is either she understands better, or either or the client can receive better from her because they can see, they can relate with her. So yes, supporters can actually be the active oppressors. You didn't know that? So this person said the lawyer saw hell from both sides. Now what? All right. Well, these are real life issues. It just shows up a little bit differently depending on the context. In this context, they seem representing the celebrity. So, May lawyers clarifies co-parenting arrangements. Legit NG earlier reported that Emeka, the lawyer, clarified the co-parenting relationship between his May and her estranged husband. He explained that since they share children, co-parenting is not only expected but required. He noted that the current arrangement already reflects this, with you contributing financially and maintaining full access to the children. Okay, that's good news. That will be good news. Now, according to another report on Legit NG too, they are saying as of July 11th, some few days ago, May Edochie's lawyer threatens to quit over May Nation's attack on him. I have been insulted. Emeka, the lawyer representing May Edochie, has expressed his frustration with how the actress's fan, known as May Nation, have been treating him. So the story today is that he's decided to quit as of today. Let me see the actual date on Legit NG. As of today, yes. So let me see here. Say at one point, Ngoye considered seeking May's permission to quit the case due to the attacks, but he ultimately decided against it. At one point, he considered seeking May's permission. Okay, was asking for permission first, and then decided against it, feeling that such move would be too drastic. Okay. Lawyer shares his contribution to May's case. Ngoye made it clear that he has always stood firm against polygamy and those who boast about it. He recounted how, okay, I don't think he stood against polygamy, I think it's forced polygamy. He recounted how, after May sought his help, he confronted Yul-Edochie about his interview and the bride price issue, aiming to shed light on the situation. Despite facing abuse from Yul's and his second wife supporters, he remained steadfast in his support for May. The lawyer also highlighted that some individuals behind May Nation were working to hinder her legal process. Some behind May Nation, okay. Lawyers behind May Nation. Okay. He shared that would be a conflict, obviously, if there's some lawyers behind May Nation and then you have the lawyer that's representing May. That will create conflict if they're not on the same page, right? He shared that he was the one who exposed that Yul and Judy denied their marriage in official court documents, referring to themselves as skit makers. Ngoye further emphasized that if he were to withdraw from the case, May might struggle to find someone with his unique approach, as Nigeria's best law firms cannot replace his firm, DPA, which he described as more of a justice management organization than just a law firm. All right, so just from the little vibe I'm getting from this lawyer, his own is a bit too much. It just seems like a bit too much going on. If he has too much going on like this, a little messy like this, it's that much harder to contain. It's a lot of energy that comes from a fan base, and obviously, if he's reading every comment and he feels attacked and his staff, they don't have identity, that they don't have resources in place to protect themselves, then he's just not capable. Comment said, please sir, don't withdraw, just keep supporting me. We appreciate your support. It's not about support. It's not about support. These are the problems here. Just focus on your case and let May Nation be. Don't divide us, please. That is a form of attack. So I say, okay, we have had you, but please stop complaining. Please stop explaining. Human beings are funny characters. With respect to what, I don't know. All we have is human beings.
You go explain, because no evidence.
Another person said, Another person with the handle Yinka underscore Yul underscore Edochie. He say, okay, we have heard you, but please stop explaining. We don't need any explanations. Just leave May Nations alone. And that's all we ask from you. Help us to catch Chi Jenny and Ben Jack on Facebook. See? Messy. They are trying to catch two other characters altogether. Let's see. Another one say, okay, makes sense when you start attacking same fans that are stood by May since inception on this saga. These are the people that prevent people putting her down. Really? The fans always think of themselves way too much. Without her fans, people like Judy, Yinka, and many other would have tarnished her image. She needs to work on that image because all this messy drama, all it takes is the wrong move. Anybody's brand can come. That's all it takes. There's nobody's brand that's immune against dragging. Another person said, if May Nation did something wrong, you should tell one of the page in private and we would have considered, but coming out to drag one of us, you are and still wrong, sir. That's another attack. How many pages do they have? I wonder. Let me guess. Maybe about 2003? Okay. Anyway. Another person said, DPS, I appeal you keep off discussion about Queen May court case or fan for now. Please talk about something ever since you born storm and announce it. It has been from one wala to another. Let's be guided, sir. Okay. That's a lot of mess. You know why the court sometimes will say they will give gag orders? They don't want people to talk in court because of things like this. You know. Anyway, Legit NG had reported that Edochie had featured in our first movie, and the producer of the movie released a teaser which excited most fans. So I'm not gonna advise May Nation. I'm gonna talk to you, Prestige family. I want to talk to you. Okay, that's why we're here, right? Now these are real life examples of how life truly works. Okay, it is not good enough that you're a good person. It is not good enough that you walk a straight line. It is not good enough that you're a Jesus baby. Shout out to Jesus. Okay, it is not. It is not good enough that you're always right.
Oh, you're right.
It is not. When you're interacting with human beings, it's a very complex thing. But the complexity did not start with them. It starts with you. You have emotions. And your first step is to really realize that you have emotions. And that is normal. That's normal. You know, you're supposed to have emotions. Oh, by the way, that's not gender-based. That's either you're a man or a woman. It's not gender-based. The fact that you have emotions. Okay. Once you know this, how much more when you now entangle up with another human being? Especially another human being with his own coconut head.
You doing what?
How much more when you entangled up with another human being and you have created other human beings? How much more? I'm sorry, common sense is not enough.
Everything I do, I will.
Common sense will say, just be kind. But what about the person that says just be kind? In reality, they are the most unkind person. That's one layer. That's one layer. What if they don't mean to be unkind? But your valid feeling is that they're not very kind. What if, in fact, they intend to be kind? They are trying to protect you as a matter of fact. but you're just not there. You the only thing you see is wickedness. Wickedness.
Not be juju be that.
I mean, people will literally turn around. They're going through, because it's so confusing, they will literally say, yeah, it's juju. like it's diabolical. That's what people do. And they would, and then in the Western world, in the Yankee, somebody has taken the name of the husband to a wali, a prophet on the top of a mountain somewhere. They help them say, abe woti lesi. Abe woti lesi. Yeah, all he needs. Okay, we've spoken to a guy. He said he sees issues like this all the time. That is a very easy one for him. All he needs is 5K. 5K. How much is 5K in dollars? Nothing.
What?
Yeah, 5K. That's all it takes.
Jesus!
Oh, by the way, it's a prophet. It's not. it's not quote unquote diabolic. It's not Isheshe. It's not our traditional, which I know many of you kick against, because in your mind of heart of hearts, those are the actual devil. If he says Jesus, he must be good.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Listen, people are going through a lot. Okay. So there's a lot of pressure. That's the point I'm making here.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
I'll give you an example. Let's go through this exercise together. I'm going to be doing this occasionally throughout the course of this series. Again, coaching. Tell everybody else we're doing coaching. 7 days minimum. We might be going up to 21 days, but we are making an offer. We're presently making an offer for a 21-day Love Life Reset Bootcamp. So we are already in the middle of it. Pay attention. So we're going to be doing exercises like this to help you. Let's talk about control and controlling. There's a topic somewhere on the internet today. Shout out to Marriott. I see you, Marriott. I see you, Cherish. Oh, wow. Everybody don't show up. Good to see you guys. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's talk about controlling and domineering. Okay. Let me in fact see. The topic might still be going on. I'll see if I can play a small clip of it. Hold on 1 second. I hope you got a grip of the story, Cherish Olivia. Cherish Olivia said, very correct. It's difficult to understand the real struggles of the opposite gender. Yep. This May Nation said, Marriott, welcome, Jerry. Zara said, he says, shout out to Zara. I don't think I've seen that name before. He says he's a social media representative to May's case, whatever that means. She should denounce, just like she should denounce those other pages, then she should denounce him. I agree, she should have denounced him long ago. She's represented by someone called Falano. As in Femi Falano? I don't think so. If it's Femi Falano, I think it will have a... I doubt it. If it's Femi Falano, I don't know. Anyway, it wouldn't matter too much. The specific details wouldn't matter because we can relate with these stories because these are real life issues that we all go through. Let me close some of these pages. All right. Right now, I'm going to play our small clip here, and then I'm going to reset. Okay, I'm going to reset. I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right. Wait to be this. Welcome back. Here we go. All right, so let's run through this exercise real quick. Scroll down here. So I want to see if the conversation is still going on, and then let me close this tabs. Then we'll go through a quick exercise on controlling and domineering behavior. Okay, controlling and domineering behavior. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. controlling and domineering behavior. All right. Part of our problems is English. It's actually a major problem for us, actually. And I don't say knowing, I'm not talking about knowing how to speak English at all. Because some people, they are quick to get intimidated. They think we're talking about, oh, am I muted? Let me see here. Okay, I'm not, am I muted, guys? Yeah. Hold on one second. Uncle Beno is side messaging me here. I'm live. I'm good, Uncle Beno. All right, so let's see here. I want to see. I'm gonna try to open the live page. See if they're still live there. So it was a conversation that was going on by a young lady called J Space. Let's see if she's still live. So she created these topics, but of course, you know, oftentimes you say, okay, I think she ended the live session. Okay, she ended it. All right. So, but the conversation was about controlling and domineering behaviors. All right. So let's make this bigger. Let's make this bigger. So we have controlling, right? And then we have domineering behavior. Domineering. All right. So these are behaviors. Which one of these behaviors? Give me 1 second, guys. I need to reply somebody real quick. All right, so controlling behavior and domineering behavior. This is something that I've seen a lot of people struggle with. I see a lot of people struggle with it, right? And oftentimes what we see people do, is they try to use a common sense approach, right? What would be common sense approach, right? Let's deconstruct the words, shall we? We're going to deconstruct the words. I'm going to make it a little bit more bigger, right? Deconstruct the word into, I guess, control, right? Control. And this is what we call, what is it? Continuous tense? Is it continuous tense? Control, lean. They're supposed to be two related words. And so they do the same thing with this word, right? They go in, they say, what is domineering? I'm guessing it's dominates. Let's do dominates. What does this have to do with relationships? What does this have to do with relationships? Well, relationships are between two or more people, right? Two or more people. But for the case of this session, we're just going to call it two. A relationship starts the moment two individuals start to interact. Romantic reasons, professional reasons, any of that, right? So why are we bringing the word control into this equation, right? So like I said earlier on, English is a major problem for us. Not knowing how to speak English. That's not what we're talking about. I know way too many people that can't finish a sentence if their life depends on it, but they know how to think through these issues. Worst case scenario, they'll tell you to, I do that even here all the time. I say, what does that word mean? Sometimes Marriott, who's the other person that use big word here? Miss T-E-E or D, we use big words. I don't know what that word is. I have no shame in asking you if I don't know a word. I always tell people, I say I had C6 in SS3. So I don't necessarily have the best English. Okay. As a matter of fact, in college, I struggled with English even more. I struggled, and it's something I run away. That I did engineering. I run far away from it. The last English I did was in my sophomore year, because I hate reading with a passion. When it comes to books, I do write books. You know why I'm passionate about creating audiobooks? Because I'm an audiobook consumer. I'll listen to audiobooks all day long. But reading, sitting with text and be just staring at it, I will sleep. That's the honest truth. But would that be an excuse for me not reading? Of course not. God forbid bad thing. When in this life, people are outpacing and outshining us all the time. Shout out to Uncle Bendo. I see you, brother. So controlling, right? Controlling. There's another word, controlling. We have men on the internet trying to create positives out of controlling, and I understand them. I completely get them. You know, it's coming from a place of fear too. It's like, okay, if I can't control my family, what do I have then? I get that standpoint, but there's a difference between the word control and controlling. Oh, not just that, okay? Even controlling as a verb. It's too much English now already. Sorry, Amabino. And controlling as an adverb. Or maybe, could we call it adjective? An adjective will qualify a noun, right? An adverb will qualify the verb, right? Okay, so maybe more of a verb. The verb is actually controlling. We're in English class today, but these things are very important. I notice, because oftentimes, you know, there's something we call the need to be right. When we say sign language, shaming, insult, guilt. I learned that from the manosphere. Guilt, right? And need to be right. Like when people try to make you feel guilty, and it's actually just their own obsessed need to be right. Half of the time when I play this clip,
You're right.
sometimes that's what I'm saying. After the other half, I actually mean you're right. All right. So when you just want to be right, something is an emotional need too, right? It's we can qualify that, we can put that under significance. So even in a simple interaction, in a simple conversation, significance is number 3 on the list on the screen. In a simple conversation, you just feel the need to be, you want to be significant. And it's not something you are necessarily being intentionally doing. It can come from a subconscious place. It comes from a place of insecurity. You feel like you don't feel like your point is good enough unless you shove it down other people's throats, right? Again, it's not necessarily an intentional thing. So it's not a matter of you're a good person or a bad person, right? It's sometimes it just comes from a very deep place of insecurity, right? You do it when you're arguing, right? When you're arguing, particularly with a partner that you bench, you can find yourself in that position where you're always going back and forth, you know? So now people do feel control, right? They feel like their partner, the person you're engaged with in a romantic way, an adverb rather. See my English, I don't put a adverb. No, actually that was an honest mistake, but thank God for technology, I corrected it. Controlling as an adverb, controlling maybe as an adjective. So as an adverb would be shout out to, let me find a strange name to use. David always collects, so let's just use David. David is a controlling guy. We don't typically say that. We might say David is controlling. And that is a whole word on its own, right? And the root word is control. That's the verb, but that verb has been qualified now with something else. And that lean carries a negative connotation because why? It is not you that decide if you're controlling. Somebody else is reading you as controlling. Somebody is looking at you as a person and they're saying you are controlling. We don't typically say I'm controlling unless we are cruising or we're just bantering, right? Yeah, it's possible that somebody's bantering, I'm a controlling guy. Or maybe they're trying to own a negative thing before you beat them to it. Some people do that from a place of defensiveness. So maybe they always talk out of their ass and people have called them controlling long enough and they now say, let me own it before you call me. Now you're going to call me control. You're condescending. It's negative energy, condescending, sarcasm, right? All this type of behavior are, when you translate it into romantic relationships, they are poisons. Okay, so when typically if somebody means this, that means they've experienced you. It's coming from a place of experience. They've experienced you as controlling. Now, it has nothing to do with intentions, right? Because I am sure you're a good guy. I am very, very, is that a spelling of intention? I think so. I am very, very sure you're a good guy. The last thing you want to do is make a person feel like you're trying to control them. That's to say, your intentions has ended up in the poto, right? Intentions are overrated. You didn't intend to come off as controlling, not to control. See, there's a difference between David is controlling and David controls his family. These two sentences are not related. Gentlemen, can I call you out, gentlemen, real quick, please? These two sentences are not related. David is controlling, David controls his family. In no way, shape, or form. Okay, maybe there's one caveat. But when somebody looks at you, David, and calls you controlling, they're not talking about your ability to control your family. They're not talking about your ability to control your family. David controls his family. It can mean negative, it can mean positive. They might mean David is an odogu. David is a strong man. Oh, David has that controlling energy. Not controlling energy. David controls the room. Is different from has a controlling energy. Do you understand? Oh yes, there are people that this is not about your ability to speak English. I've seen the best spoken English lame person literally go to the dictionary to go and pull out the meaning of control. And if he actually asked the dictionary long enough in this AI world, the AI will actually break this down for him. But they're usually not that patient because they're often speaking from a place of emotions too. They're trying to justify a particular type of narrative. The main point is that somebody has experienced you, not necessarily your fault, but first of all, received the truth that is right there in your face. They've experienced you as controlling, similar to why they might use the word domineering. This has nothing to do with, that's the nature of a man. A man is supposed to dominate. There's no better way to tell me how lame you are than saying that. When I say lame, I promise you I don't mean any disrespect. I just want you to get the gravity of how lame it is to bring in that context into this conversation. You cannot bring in, it is the nature of a man. You cannot bring in controlling or military. In the military world, so if you have a boss at work, are you saying your boss cannot control you? You see, I'm doing the control now because some of them do tend to call us. So some of them do. But not all of them. Some of them are the smoothest English-speaking people. And then they will still yarn this dust with full confidence. I doubt if it's confidence. It's actually insecurity. When you really dig in deeper, it's actually insecurity. Okay? So the word control, being able to control a room, obviously that's not a negative. Being able to command a room, that's not a negative. But can the word command carry a negative connotation? Well, yeah, especially if your wife is already telling you that you use a commanding, condescending tone that makes her feel some type of way. She's probably telling you that thing for the first time in 12 years that she has been experiencing it. Does it have to be the truth? No, it doesn't have to be the truth. The emotions just have to be truth before it can destroy your lives. All that needs to be true is the emotions, is the experience. That becomes the reality. Zara says intentions are overrated. Love that's gonna keep it and overuse it. Shout out to you. Maya says we're in English class. It's us, not easy. It's us, not easy for us. Are you making fun of my H factor? Sometimes when I'm transcribing, we create a lot of videos here. Sometimes when we run the AI through to transcribe, you will see the AI just picking up my H factor. Like, yo, papa, a mini money H factor. Yeah. It's real. English is not our first language, so it's real. But it has nothing to do with this conversation. So if you're in a position, ladies, most of you are controlling in your relationship. No one has told you. They can't tell you because the men also lack communication skills. They can't tell you. They don't even know what is going on, so they can't even tell you. By the time they start telling you, it's too late usually. What is controlling? What does it look like to be a domineering person? What does that look like? Well, you may not know what it looks like. You should ask the person that's complaining of that. If they feel like you're complaining too much, you're nagging too much, it's an energy. It can feel domineering. If they feel like it's either your way or the highway, there is no such thing as negotiations in your world. By the way, the first, second, third time they experience that, they shut down because they don't want the wahala. 8 years later, they bring it up. But at that time, it is so painful. It could be any side. Okay? It's mostly women who controlling men. And yes, men can be controlling because of society, We don't know when we've crossed the line. We're not paying attention oftentimes. Why? Because we have a lot we're worried about. Ladies, please stop saying, if you're not cooking, so what are you doing? Please, that is a very stupid question. It is. I don't know what to say. The issues with marriages collapsing is not cooking. I promise you. I promise you that it is not about cooking. There are deeper issues. Because when a woman feels safe and secure in a relationship, the last thing she's complaining about is cooking. Can a woman complain of cooking? Yeah, typically maybe need help in a household. Of course, that's a valid thing to say, hey, I need help. But that also is easy when you have good communication skills. That's easy. Oh, you don't know some of these men, they are coconutted. You're not listening. You're still using common sense. Common sense. There's some strategy behind these things. You're dealing with another human being, a God. If you're dealing with another person, they carry a God. That's another human being entirely. So it's not as simple as whatever you think common sense is. Oh, they should just be kind. Good, clap for yourself. How come it's not working for you? How come? Maybe there's a blind spot. Maybe you can't see far. Maybe you can't see the plight of men. Maybe you don't understand. Or maybe you're married to an evil guy. It's possible too. Okay? If you're married to a very evil person, the next best common sense move to make is to leave. But if you're not leaving, I have a feeling this conversation, there's much more to it. Or maybe it's Stockholm Syndrome. You're still trying to use common sense. We don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know. But I promise you, it's not going to be as simple as some kind of terminologies from a psychological book. It's not going to be that simple. I'm sorry. Because if it was that easy or simple, you would have done it. Because I just told you, you have a lot of power. Then you realize. It's called influence. But do you know how to use it? Do you even know what I'm talking about? You see, if you have influence, You can be controlling. When you don't know how to use your power of influence, you will come off as domineering, controlling, right? You will come off, you have power you don't know how to use. It will come off as controlling. Remember, it is not you that decide if it's controlling or not. It's this person experiencing you that decide if it's controlling. And no, I'm not talking about the fact that you can control. Somebody said, when I was listening to the conversation earlier, somebody said, oh, they control us in society. Control is not a bad word. They use traffic lights in the Western world to control us. This is completely irrelevant. It's no wonder why all these marriages are ending up in the poto. That's why. Emotions. If you are so logical, the least you can do for me, do me and you a favor. If you're that logical, do me and you a favor. The biggest variable in your mathematical equation is human emotions. Can you try not to discount that? Feelings, emotions. Somebody said they are different, whatever. Feelings, emotions, something deeper than what you can touch, tangibles, than common sense, right? And if you're not willing to admit that I have emotions as an individual, man or woman, nothing you do is going to work, because your math is always going to be off. Whatever logical math you're calculating in your head, whatever dictionary you go and pull out of the thin air, all of this is going to fall in the poto because you are actively suppressing human emotions and its impact on our experiences. So controlling is an experience that an observer observes and they tell you. And you can, the best question to ask them if somebody tells you you're controlling is, can you please tell me what you mean? What do you mean? Can you be a little bit more specific? It's very difficult. Listen, me too, I don't like somebody calling me controlling. Can I be honest with you? I don't like it too. In fact, the first second I might get defensive, I'll get caught up in my feelings. You see my face like that. Me, I'm controlling. Right? But if you know, you know. When you know better, you do better. Ask more questions. Tell them to describe what they're feeling for you. What do you mean? Really? It's not your fault. You come off as controlling to that person. They feel like they don't have a say. They feel like they don't feel safe to offer their point of view with you, and you are having sex. What do you think is going to come out of that eventually? It's only a matter of time. It's not a when. It's not a if, it's a when. It's probably already over before it's over. I'll tell you right now, in this time and age we live, I've seen that women are able to say, there are two problems. Women are able to say, you are controlling. Okay? What usually happens is a man will take that as an attack and then he gets into defensive mode. That's usually what happens, and that doesn't help either, right? So it's both effectively, right? Men also experience controlling behavior from their wives. What that usually looks like is they don't want to offend their wife. The last thing they'll rather just handle the issue. And there's a lot of cases like that where they just brush it under the rug. After all, I'm the man. But just like you guys have been rightfully asking, men should express their emotions. I just say it should happen within controlled environment. Controlled. See, I used the word controlled environment. So the marriage is a controlled environment so that when you are having sex, you don't go out there and collect disease or unwanted children. Okay? Or unwanted soul ties. So control is not a bad word, but it can become bad like anything else if somebody experiences it wrongly, right? If they feel like they don't have their own autonomy, if they feel like it becomes reality, it doesn't make you guilty. That's where you get it wrong, because now you feel guilty and then you want to be defensive about it. It doesn't make you feel guilty. It means there's some opportunity for improvement. It means you have a massive opportunity in front of you to make your relationship better. The question is that, are you open? Can you hear it? Can you get through a few minutes without saying, but, can I say something? Can you do that? Communication When they describe it on this internet street, it sounds so easy. Just sit down and talk about it. Just ask all the questions. Yeah. How's that working? That's how people describe communications in this internet street. Communication, if you're doing it effectively, it's difficult. Can be very, very difficult. Hear me? So anyway, let me bring up Uncle Beno. He just decided to jump into the stage. Last minute. Uncle Beno, how you did? You did work? I don't see your face, so talk to me, Uncle Beno. I was rounding up.
Can you hear me, Baba?
Yes. How are you, sir?
God, you know where I go day now at this time. I'm at work. But I say
Awesome.
make I can't ask one quick question.
Yes,
Because I've
Baba.
been following this control analysis and it makes sense. But then I have this question that I say, okay, maybe this will be the right time to ask. So when women insist that a man is emotionally unavailable, unavailable.
Mhm.
I think, isn't that sometimes women trying to use that as a form of control? Like, oh, he gave me everything, he provide, he's a good dad, he's a great man, but I feel like he's emotionally unavailable. Don't you think? For me, oh, I just wanted to know, is that not
Mm.
a form of manipulation or control?
So maybe, but it wouldn't really matter, right? Maybe, but it wouldn't matter. You
Mm.
see, any of these issues, right? You can look at it from multiple angles. You know when they say half glass full, half glass empty, right?
Yeah.
There's a you can either way you look at it is right, right? So, but there's one of those angles that helps us to improve and create better results. And the one angle that typically help us create better result is the half glass full. You're looking at it as kini yo ti dey half, oku die, kato, o ma dey full. As opposed to it's empty, you're just complaining. Even though both of them are right, you know. So if your wife comes to you and they're saying you're not emotionally available, or they're complaining of emotional availability, we need to find the positive angle to it, right? Because either the negative angle to it or the positive angle, both of them will be right, because that will be your opinion, your expression of what you're perceiving, right? So they're both right. Now, if you follow your emotions, which is to feel manipulated by that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you follow your emotions, that's not good, right? Because you're going to feel the need to attack back because it feels like an attack. You see what I'm saying? Because if somebody comes to you and say, you're not emotionally available, the first instinct, no matter how perfect you are as a human being, is like, me, I've been here all along. I've done this, I've done that. You'll be thinking about all the things you've been doing in your own private time that you'll be doing for the family, to take care of the family, or the last time you did something to actually push against that. That's what you'll be remembering, as opposed to say she's saying there is room for improvement. So if we now look at it as there's room for improvement, then we can now say, tell me more, babe. What do you mean? That's you saying you recognize that as, oh, she's expressing that there's room for improvement here. She might be completely terrible about the way she communicated. If she sucks at the way she communicated that to you, right? Let's say she just, I beg, maybe in the mood of argument, Lotiso. You just argue, and then the next thing she just threw it at you. Usually that's when the woman will throw it at you, because they are testing how strong you are too, right? So they throw it at you to hit you below the belt. We're gonna feel like she's temptation, So your natural order of things is to overreact and defend that, like she's throwing shots at you. But this is where you now say, what do you mean? That's why it's a quick go-to that I teach everybody. Just say, what do you mean? So they can express. If you're already in the middle of an active argument, obviously that will be the wrong time. You have to let things simmer a little bit. You can also bring it back and say, you mentioned that I haven't been emotionally available. Can you please elaborate? What do you mean? You say it in your own language. Maybe you say it in Ondoni, Abakuren, whatever you say, but that's the point of what you're trying to say. You're trying to get more out of her, but she needs to feel safe and secure before she pushes it out. So if she's doing it when she's angry with you, Yeah, you will be accurate. She's trying to hit you below the belt, I will say, but I don't think she's intentional. She's operating from a place of emotions, right? It will feel like it's intentional. I bet people will be for no reason, right? But if somebody's angry, they're angry. They're not intentional. The last thing they are is intentional. So if they're not intentional, now we have to do the extra work of not taking it personally and just seeing it as an opportunity. Why should we do all that? Because men will say, why can't you just hold them accountable and tell them the truth? Have you tried that? Did it work? If you tried it, if it worked, keep doing it, right? But if it didn't work, there's probably you obviously want more. You want her to come to a place of understanding. So why don't you try another strategy, right? Wait it out. The right timing is key, right? And then if it means that much to you, which I think it should mean that much to you, if your wife is saying you're not emotionally available, then you bring it up and say, babe, you said I wasn't emotionally available. I'm all ears. Can you tell me more about what you mean? And then you just shut up and listen. It is not the moment to say, but what about when I bought you this? You don't want to do all that, because the moment you do that is a sign also that you're not sure of yourself. It's a weak place to come from. And then remember, she's the woman that can test you. She will throw more shots at you. She has unlimited where you come from. You just throw another one at you. You just get overly defensive, and then you lose control of the situation. So I wouldn't, to answer your question, I personally, my natural instinct is just like everybody else. I'm like, shots fired, straight bullets. I feel like I need to overreact and be defensive. But I know it's like a second nature to me now. So what do you mean? And then I'll listen more. And then I'll come back in a way that's constructive. And now I maintain control of the situation. So men sometimes will say, so why can't you be in control of your family? Aren't you supposed to be well, you're not in control of your family because you're operating out of your emotions all the time. And you can't beat her at emotions for sure. She's going to have more because she multiplies everything you bring to the table. So I hope that answers your question. So if it's manipulative, if it's all of that, it could be, right? But if it's somebody I'm having sex with, I don't want to diagnose her. I just want her to be in the place where I can get some tonight. That's all.
All right. Okay, Baba man, don't waste your time. I just say,
Did
man,
I help?
quickly drop down.
I appreciate you, man. I
No,
saw you were.
because
I'm going to be all random for the next 21 days. So some things
okay.
came up. So work with me. You're welcome to come up anytime, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you.
No worry, no alaba. Take care, MOP. Thanks, bro.
All right. So let's round up today's show. Again, we're talking mostly in generals. Your situation might actually be a unique situation. If you're interested in the offer we're making right now, we do have a 21-day Love Reset bootcamp, Love Life Reset bootcamp, and we're making you an offer. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you got value out of this today, please hit the like button, share, subscribe. We're in the middle of it. Today is the first of a series. It's called the Love Life Reset series. Okay. We'll continue to leverage anchoring some of these celebrity stories whenever we can. All right. Let me see. Shout out to you guys. You guys went over and above. This is one of those videos that people will come back to and make sure they watch. So I completely understand. But if you're watching this, I'm giving you an offer to join us. Okay. You don't have that much time. There's only 7 spots. What you want to do is you want to go to manofprestige.com. Okay. manofprestige.com. Let me put that on the screen real quick. When you go to manofprestige.com, you will see this blue page that you're looking at on the screen. And what you want to do is you want to click on join the 21-day Love Life Reset Bootcamp. And then when you click onto that, what it comes with is you will see this form, right? And if you are one of the first 7, it will work. If you are after 7, you're still saving a lot of money. Okay, you're more than $7,000. Okay, you put 7x7 here, and you click right here, this page right here. You will land on this page, and what does it come with? You can review what it comes with on the side. If you're on a desktop, it will drop to the bottom. If you're on the phone, okay, if you're on the phone, it will look like this. It drops to the bottom. Let's see. Yep. trying to show you what it looks like. Yeah, all this, you can see everything that it comes with at the bottom, and then you see the yellow button is how you submit after you complete the form, right? So, but this is what it looks like on the desktop, right? You enter that 7x7, which means 7 by 7. 7x7. It's been 7 years that we've been doing this coaching. A lot of lives have changed. Our clients are confidential. They know themselves. Some of them are in the chat. So they are confidential. We keep, because this is very delicate situation, so we keep things very confidential. You click apply coupon. And then when you click apply coupon, you see this green thing. It says coupon applied successfully. And then you notice that the price drops to $1,000. And then what does it come with? Here's what it comes with. It comes with, you get instant access to the 21-day virtual boot camp. So you can start consuming that right away. It's with me and my wife. You also get a one-on-one coaching session with me personally once a month. You also get unlimited text, email, and chat coaching with me and my wife all year round. So that means you can literally chat us up randomly. Unless we're sleeping, we answer. All right. And then you also get as needed phone coaching calls. So maybe something is not getting clear. I might decide to pick up the phone and call you. This is very useful if you're going through the middle of a serious crisis and you're about to say the wrong things, or you don't know what to say next, or it looks very confusing. There are going to be many situations like that. This is extremely useful. These are the kind of things you don't have access to when you hire a counselor for 1 hour, right? And obviously you have access to a couple. So there are things, if you're a lady, there are things that my wife would be the best to answer to. Oftentimes when my chat is answering to, or my name, she's the one answering as well. And then obviously it comes with tools and stuff like that. We sell this at $9,875. But for this series, we're offering this at $2,000. And if you're watching this with me right now, 7x7, if you're one of the first 7, just put 7x7 in the coupon box to slash another $1,000 off of it. And then boom, you're on your way. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. God bless. Peace.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.